Yo, what's good, my peoples? It's your boy, Big Chris, aka the Compton Animator, and I'm here to bring you another WWE Monday Night Raw review. So tonight I'm reviewing Monday Night Raw for August the 18th, 2014. And before we get into the review, there's a couple of things. I found this online. Basically, a Cena mock-up of the Death of Superman comic book cover. I really thought this was pretty cool. I just wanted to show you guys if y'all didn't find it yourselves. And also, the WWE went through a whole update this week. Starting last night, they redid a lot of things. You had to update the app so you can get the new logo and all the new stuff on it. I saw that they did the updated the new logo onto the titles and everything, onto the ring aprons, and also the graphics to Raw was updated. Supposedly there's a new theme song. I think I heard it through the night, but I'm not sure if that was it. If so, it's kind of more rockish and less of the pop one that they previously had. Um, I think it's okay as far as all the updates go, but I really did like all the graphical updates that they had on tonight's Raw with the cuts and stuff like that for the promos of who's fighting next and stuff like that, or who's going to be main eventing and things. So you get the show kicked off, and Monday Night Raw starts with a just playing of Daniel Bryan's theme song, and the crowd is doing yes chants, the crazy popping, and they're thinking Daniel Bryan's going to come out there. I kind of didn't fall for it because the first thing that caught my mind is why the fuck would Daniel Bryan come out tonight? And you see Stephanie comes out, so I was like, okay, that's the reason why his music was playing. It didn't really trick me, but it just kind of threw me off guard as to why his music would even be playing right now. Like, I kind of knew he was not going to be coming out, so I was already like, okay, he's not here. So you get her who comes out there, and she gets in the ring, starts congratulating herself and Brock Lesnar on being big champions of last night, saying that, it was a very good night for them, and basically playing up the whole network and stuff like that. Then she goes then she goes into talking about Brie, brings out Brie. Brie gets on the mic. Brie starts talking about how she turned on her sister because her sister's been always trying to get in her way and always been trying to be better than her, and just basically been throwing her back and making her the stepchild of the family and everything. So she starts saying that, Bree's been doing everything that she wanted to do, and that, when she wanted to get married, Bree wanted to get married, and then Bree married Daniel Bryan just because she wanted to be better than her sister and stuff. So she played that up and played as the reason why she cheated. I mean, cheated. She turned on her sister, on Brie. So, well, Nikki Bella. If I'm saying the wrong name, I'm sorry, people. It's kind of late tonight, but it's the reason why she turned on Nikki Bella. So. Nikki does all that. Then you get Brie who comes out, starts asking her why. Why would you do this? Why would you try to turn your back on me? I don't understand this stuff. Then you get Nikki who slaps the shot of Brie, and she starts yelling at Brie, basically saying, you know why you did this, basically it's your fault. Then you get Brie who runs out crying and stuff like that, and Nikki and Steph hug each other. As far as this goes, Nikki was okay on the mic. She was very average, but an okay average. She's better than her sister only because she over exaggerates her tone and her words and everything. Whereas Brie is very flat on the mic, Nikki does bring a little bit more emotion to what she's saying. You could tell it's over exaggerating, that she doesn't really know how to say it right. She's just like throwing more into it, but that's kind of better than the flat way that Brie does it. So it was very average opening, and it was an okay thing. Steph was good here, and she was, she's always good, especially lately at what she's done. So yeah, it was a very average opening segment. You get the Wyatt family who comes out, Luke Harper, Eric Rowan, and they come out to face Big Show and Mark Henry, who I call the world's strongest tag team. The match itself was okay. You get Big Show who starts off first, starts beating up on the Wyatts. The Wyatts get back. Then you get the Wyatt family, especially Eric Rowan, who starts doing a bunch of power moves and basically showing his range on slamming Big Show and stuff like that. You get the Big Show and Henry who comes back, but the Wyatt family comes, interjects on that, and starts beating down on them, get ready to go for their finisher. But Big Show comes in, uses the KO punch on both Eric and Luke Harper, then Mark Henry gets Luke Harper up for the World's Strongest Slam, hits it, picks up the win here. Pretty okay match here, especially for a bunch of big dudes. I thought they worked a fast enough pace to keep the match interesting, but it wasn't a crazy good match or anything. It just was what it was what it was going to be. So that's cool for what it is. I do have a kind of a slight problem with them going over the Wyatt family because they don't have that many wins to basically put them up as an echelon of tag teams. They were beaten by the Usos twice on pay-per-view, so to have the world's strongest tag team come in and just basically beat up on the Wyatt family, it kind of throws them down a little bit more. That's one of my biggest problems with the WWE is their booking of tag teams. I mean, you can have this done, but it doesn't have to be against guys as strong as these guys. And hopefully, they're only doing this to push these guys to another level against the tag team champions or something. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go from here. And also something happened. Something happened later with Mark Henry, so it's going to be interesting to see where they go. Next, you get Seth Rollins, who's backstage hyping up his fact that he beat Dean Ambrose last night. Then you get Dean Ambrose, who comes in and splashes Seth water with a bucket of ice water, and just see Seth turns around and all you hear Dean go is, "What? It's for charity." That part just killed me. The way he said it, his face, just, oh my god, it's just funny as hell. Then you get Dean, who throws the bucket into Seth's face, and they just start brawling, throwing each other all around and stuff. The agents and everything came to break them up and everything. You get Dean, who goes into the back with Triple H after commercial break, and he starts asking Triple H, why the fuck are you letting him do this and shit? I want to fight him tonight, lumberjack match, whatever. Triple H says, no, we're going to make this where the fans have to decide. That way Dean Ambrose can't be considered a martyr because the fans chose the match that he was going to get destroyed in. As far as this segment goes, I thought it was very fun. The way they both played it up here, and actually the WWE playing up a segment actually that has, a little bit of weight to it as far as it's something that's current. When they do these gimmick things that, are social media type things, are social type things, they always do them like 6 months later and it doesn't mean anything, but they actually did this at the right time and it made it a very fun little segment. After that, you get Paige, who came out, and she basically not berated, but basically befriended AJ Lee once again, saying how much he loves her and she respects her, and she dedicated this match to her. So she gets into a match with Natalya. Natalya got some new ring gear, looking pretty cool. And they do the match. The match is going a little bit. AJ Lee comes out, starts skipping around the ring. It distracts Paige. Natalya goes for the roll up. After the match, AJ Lee gets on the mic, says the same thing Paige says to her, how much she respects Paige, loves Paige, and she admires Paige, and she says that she dedicates her whole life to Paige. Then you get AJ Lee, who says she's going to come and serve her that dedication right now and shake her hand in the ring. You get AJ Lee, who gets in the ring, and Paige gets out just scared as fuck of what AJ's going to do. AJ does the crazy face, and that ends that segment. As far as this goes, my biggest problem with it is that it is another roll-up finish by distraction. This feud has seen like 6 of these. It's crazy how many fucking, not only just roll-ups, but distraction roll-ups that we see in this feud. And it seems like they either don't care what's going on in this feud, or it's just whoever's booking it just figures, okay, we can just keep redoing these things and it's working for them, whoever's booking and thinks it's working. It is, and it's just making it feel old, hashed out, and it's just making it feel tired, And also, the Diva matches are 3 minutes or so, less than that, so you get nothing out of the roll-up finish as well. So, it just didn't play well to me, and I did like the stuff with AJ Lee going crazy and talking to Paige, but everything else just did not work at all. So next you get the Authority, who comes out. They hype up the SummerSlam night, and he hypes up his wife Stephanie on how good she did last night. Then they introduce the new title. The crowd goes silent, doesn't care about this title at all, and it's only because it basically is the same title, just with a different logo change. I thought it was an okay, whatever, it's the fucking same. I'm pretty used to the title by now, and, the logo change means nothing to me, so it's okay for what it is. I kind of did like the whole carrying around both titles. It's kind of a little glimpse of what boxers usually do, where they win multiple titles, they'll carry them around too when they go to the ring and stuff. I kind of liked it for that way, but I kind of get why they wanted to close it up and bring it to one title, so I'm okay with it. It's whatever. And they bring out Brock Lesnar. He comes out, photo op with the titles. They do it all around the ring, which I thought was pretty funny. And then you get Brock Lesnar, who finally gets the title and poses with it himself. Then you get Paul Heyman who gets the mic and he just goes in. He starts talking about how John Cena could have once been a Heyman guy, but he couldn't do it because Paul Heyman because Brock Lesnar basically destroyed him last night before if even Heyman could make him a Heyman guy. Then he also went on about a couple other things, just basically about Cena being destroyed, Undertaker being destroyed, and talking about the dominance of Brock Lesnar. But what really made this promo is at the end where he's repeating the whole eat, sleep, conquer, repeat thing, but he's going eat, sleep, suplex, repeat. Eat, sleep, suplex, repeat. Eat, sleep, suplex, repeat. And he keeps adding on eat, sleep, F5, repeat. Eat, sleep, conquer, repeat. Then he ends it with eat, sleep, conquer John Cena. And I just really like this. I thought it was very good, a very fun way for Paul Heyman to do his promo. Only problem I had with the promo was that it was a little bit too long. It kind of got dragged out towards the middle, but it really came and brought itself back up at the end, and I thought it really did a nice job. You get him posed with the title and everything, and Brock Lesnar looking very strong. So it's going to be interesting to see where he goes with this. They also brought up the fact that Cena never gave up during the match, and he only got pinned. So probably they're going to go to an I Quit match to make Cena give up. It'd be interesting to see where they go from here. But I thought the promo was pretty good. Next, you get Dolph Ziggler who comes out, and then this is a match set up after earlier in the night they did a promo backstage. They did a little segment backstage where the Dolph Ziggler was with Ric Flair, and the Miz came in and basically said that Ziggler doesn't deserve the title because he's not an A-lister. Ziggler says he doesn't need to be an A-lister, but Miz is an A-hole. Then you get Ric Flair who goes and does the woo thing. So after that basically sets up a match, and Miz basically says that this is the Intercontinental title sequel, so playing up the whole Hollywood thing even more. And you get the Miz who comes out, they get into the match, and he's wearing the fucking the whole little white robe thing again, which I hear people saying it looks like the Piccolo robe from Dragon Ball Z. I kind of see it, but I kind of like the way he looks right now. I think his character is building up more and more, and it's very fun the way he's playing with his character and stuff like that. I really like it. So you get into the match, and you basically start off with Ziggler going at the Miz, basically attacking him and stuff. They slow down to where Ziggler gets actually caught up by the Miz, and the Miz starts working on Ziggler's leg and just starts going at his leg over and over and stuff. Sorry about that, my fucking throat is a little dry. But going at his leg over and over and stuff. Then you get the Miz who puts Ziggler into the figure four leg lock. Ziggler has to try to crawl out of it, get to the ropes. He finally gets to the ropes, break it up. He gets standing on the outside of the ring. He tries to get back in. Miz kicks him, and Ziggler kicks back at the Miz. Then then Ziggler falls out, gets counted out. The Miz is shocked and surprised by it because they announced that Ziggler is still the champion even after the Miz won by count out. And the Miz goes, attacks Ziggler, throws him back into the ring, but Ziggler hits the zigzag on him and shows his strength and dominance. You're still IC title holder. So the match was okay. I'm fine with the whole count-out victory of The Miz. It keeps it going on between both guys. I wish they kind of would have figured out a different way than to have them fight each other so quickly again, but I'm fine with what they did. And Dolph Ziggler is still looking very strong here, but he also played up on the knee injury, which I liked as well. So playing with the whole thing of The Miz with the figure four leg lock. And The Miz is starting to do the lock a little bit better now. He's not as bad as he once was. So after that, you get Jack Swagger, who's in the backstage promo, and let's see what he was saying. So Swagger was in the backstage promo, and Swagger was basically talking about how he failed last night, and he needs to come back because that's what We the People means, is triumphing over your failures and coming back. So I liked his promo. I thought he did it very well without Zeb Culture there. You get into him going into a match with Cesaro once again, and it's basically him and Cesaro going at it. Cesaro starts attacking the ribs, punching at him and stuff like that, playing up the heel gimmick, and you get Swagger who comes back, but the ribs are still affecting him very much. You get them who go outside, and Swagger's getting really taken too, but he ends up catching Cesaro inside the ankle lock, then catches him in the center of the ring in an ankle lock. Cesaro ends up getting out of that, but starts taking it at Swagger hits him in the eye with the thumb and then puts him into the neutralizer. 1, 2, 3. Keeps Cesaro is the winner of the match. So I thought the match was okay. It was fine for what it is. What came after I liked a lot, where you get Bo Dallas who comes out, says you let down everybody in America, 318 million people you let down, but you can redeem yourself only if you believe. I like that they came out, let Bo Dallas have kind of a heel moment, talking shit to the guy when he's down, and basically saying the only way you can redeem yourself is if you come back and believe. So I like that at the end you get Swagger who's just frustrated and infuriated with himself right now. So it's going to be interesting to see where they go from this, and even if he goes to get Rusev again, or if they're going to play this up with him and Bo Dallas. So next you get a backstage promo with Jericho, and basically you get Jericho who says that he understands that Wyatt is dead, but he is not, and he still has fans in his corner. So he will always be live and kicking as long as they're behind him, and he gets the chance the fans to chant Y2J. I thought it was an okay promo from Jericho. The feud between them is starting to get more and more stale as it goes on, so I'm hoping they get something interesting to come out of it to push forward with the whole promo thing. Next, you get a 3-on-3 match between Rob Van Dam, Sheamus, Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton and Ryback. So the biggest story of this match was just how much the crowd was hyped over Ryback. Once he got in the ring, while he was standing on the outside, this is Las Vegas, and I think this is Ryback's hometown. The crowd was just hyped for Ryback, cheering his name and everything, and just giving love to this dude. The match itself was okay. All the guys going at each other. The big guy was Roman Reigns, who came in doing his moves and stuff. You get him who's not taken out, but stopped momentum by Randy Orton, and then and then Randy Orton gets his momentum stopped by RVD, and then eats a spear of his own. And then you get RVD who hits the 5-star frog splash onto Curtis Axel and picks up the win for his group. As far as this match goes, I thought it was an okay match. Nothing too big here, but the really fun thing was just seeing how much people loved Ryback and how he was just going crazy with that and stuff. And even Randy Orton was playing up to it as well. So after that, you get a promo from Bray Wyatt, and Bray Wyatt comes out and says that he has collected a lot of souls and is the new face of salvation. So I thought it was an okay promo from him. The same from Chris Jericho. It just, wasn't anything crazy from the promo and stuff like that. After that, you get the Usos who come out and they do the Usos chant. Then the Road Brothers come out and they do their thing. And basically, this match was arm holds, other locks, and a couple moves between both guys. They did play up Stardust a little bit here with the crowd, but nothing too much from this match, and you get Stardust and Goldust who basically win this match. I wish that this match was booked better. I think that you're going to have these two guys just really go at it, a real fast-paced match here, and really have them just, Stardust and Goldust just kind of out-quicken the Rhodes Brothers and kind of get a roll-up pin from that. If you're going to do a roll-up pin, let the match actually be fun to a roll-up pin, because you are playing both face teams. It's going to be hard to get a babyface pop from a crowd after the hot tag when both teams are the ones who are being cheered for hot tags. So it's kind of wrongfully booked here, but the match was very mediocre itself and really didn't do nothing. I just wish that they would have set the match up better and have them fight, just a quick pace match, just both of them just out quickening each other and just, really fast paced, especially since it was only a little bit of time given to the match. So after that, you get Lana and Rusev who come out. They're happy about their win at SummerSlam. Trashes America for not being dominant and stuff like that. Congratulates Vladimir Putin on being behind their win and stuff like that. and says that he was happy that they won at SummerSlam. Then you get Mark Henry, who comes out. He comes out saying he's sick and tired of them trashing America. Yeah, they won last night, but they don't have to rub it in, basically. And my favorite part of this, when Lana starts yelling at him and he just goes, "Shut up." Just the way she just shut down to him, and he just starts going at both of them, basically saying he's an Olympic champion and he was at the Olympic Games and stuff like that, and done all this stuff for America. You don't come in here and trash his country. Mark Henry's an old school Texan, so the way he delivers his lines has a little bit of style and panache to it that is really good and really for him. Then you get Rusev, who gets in his face, and Rusev just attacks him. And then Mark Henry comes back, beat up on him, hits him with the World's Strongest Slam. Rusev is laid out, and Mark Henry stands tall. He even runs back and does another splash onto Rusev, and just looking at Lana and says, "You can leave out the ring. I'm not going to touch you, girl." I just really liked Mark Henry here. It's kind of interesting that they're doing a tag team thing with him and playing him up to this gimmick, so I'm not sure what they want to do with him, but I do like that they're branding him with Rusev right now, because he's kind of the perfect dude, perfect promo to go against Rusev. He doesn't need the whole American gimmick. His thing with the Hall of Pain and stuff really goes and brands itself well against Rusev. Next, you get your main event match, and this match was basically set up from earlier in the night, where Triple H says that the fan gets to choose what type of match was going to be. Their choices were no holds bar, falls count anywhere, and no DQ. My biggest problem with that isn't a no holds bar and a no DQ match the same fucking thing? Another big problem with wrestling in general right now, and TNA has this a lot, where they got so many names for so many different type of matches and so many names for the same type of match, that when you say, okay, you could choose between this and this, it's basically you're choosing between the same match with just a different name, which I thought is kind of crappy. You need to make these things like set in law as to what things are, and make it throughout the wrestling industry that, a Royal Rumble is a Royal Rumble, and that's exactly what it is. You don't really brand things. Just, if other companies are going to use it, let them use it, and because it just, when you get that type of thing happening, the names just get thrown around too much. But you get them two who go into the match, and the fans choose a false count anywhere, and just they start going at each other, just back and forth, throwing each other around the arena, basically running out and stuff. They get on top of the stage, and Dean Ambrose ends up slamming Seth Rollins into the stage. The ref does the count, 2 counts, and one thing I liked about this was that the ref was hitting that damn grate, and you could tell his head kept getting fucked up every time he hit anywhere doing a count outside the ring. So that was kind of funny just watching that. But these two guys going at it, just back and forth, chairs, kendo sticks and stuff, just really going at each other. And it was just a good pace in this match too. They were selling everything very well, and just just generally going back and forth, just looking very good. This spot right here in a match where you had Dean Ambrose throw all these chairs in there and tried to go and do a suplex onto Seth Rollins, but Seth ends up flipping it over and bringing it down to a power bomb onto the chairs, which looked very fucking good. And then Kane comes out. Seth Rollins gets the table into the ring, sets it up, and was getting ready to do the curve stomp onto the table, but Dean Ambrose reverses that, gets on top, does the suplex into the table, and does a superplex into the table, and tries to go for the pin, but Kane pulls him out of the ring before he can get a 3 count. He starts attacking Kane and Seth Rollins. Starts attacking Kane, then Seth Rollins gets thrown out of the ring, and then he dives into both of them. Gets out of the ring, starts messing up Kane, does the running of the tables on the Seth Rollins, gets Seth Rollins back over to the tables, is getting ready to slam onto the tables, when you get Kane who gets some choke slams onto the table. Seth Rollins curve stomps onto the table, then Kane shows what he's been hiding near the tables, and it was a stack of bricks. Seth Rollins runs, does the curve stomp to the stack of bricks, breaks Dean Ambrose's heads into the bricks, and you get your by default winner of the match, Seth Rollins, because the referee stopped it. This was a phenomenal match between both guys. I would say it's a kind of a candidate for match of the year, just how great these guys were going at each other, just fucking phenomenal. This was most definitely a pay-per-view quality match. The ending I didn't really love because it just, I like the whole idea of breaking his head into bricks. Just it kind of good way, because I think he's going to film a movie right now. That it's a good way to kind of get him off of TV. I just wish that the impact of his head going to the bricks was bigger. You're playing up to a TV and a large crowd. This needs to look good. This needs to be a big thing. And I just wish that, him slamming his head into the bricks would just made a loud pop in, just like, oh shit, like how the table smashes. I thought that would have made it even bigger, but for what it was okay, and the match itself was phenomenal, very well done by both guys. So as far as the show goes, it was a pretty okay show. Very average at a lot of parts, but Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose really kept the show up. They had some really good spots here and there, and they had a really good match at the end. You had a couple other matches that were okay. I like the stuff that happened between The Miz and Ziggler. I like the stuff with Cesaro, Swagger, and Bo Dallas. And I like how Ryback was just getting so much love tonight. The Paul Heyman promo was pretty good, but a lot of other stuff was just very average, and even some of the matches were very average. So my grade for tonight is just a C+. I thought the match brought it up a plus score, but it didn't make the show great or anything. It just made an average show with a great ending match. So thank you for watching, people. Contact me in the links down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Remember that, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. Peace.